What's up guys, my name is Clever PC, so I'm back with another video. So today we're just gonna talk about the roadmap for preparing for the Ielts test, and also this video will include some of the best channels that you need to visit. As a former Ielts candidate, I will definitely show you where to go depending on the module that's really giving you hard time. So just be looking down so that I can give you more educational content so that you can really ace your forthcoming outs. So if you're just starting out from scratch, you've never sat for this test, it's very important that you first plan for it. Failing to plan is failing to succeed. So guys, it's very important that you plan out. So first of all, we have 4 modules: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So it's very crucial that you allocate time for these modules. So without further ado, I'll have to tell you that if you're just starting out, it's very important that you give it 2 to 3 months. Yes, I know it seems a long time, but you reap the fruits of your labor when you've just paid the British Council once and without having a long-term contract with them. So, and if you've failed, obviously it's so sad. I know how it feels. It's very important that you give it some time. You don't just attempt 2 weeks and then you go back. No, first sit back, know your weakness, and then make some sort of self-awareness, and then you get back to the battlefield. I know this time you'll definitely make it, depending on how your weakness was. So let me say you've just decided to do 2 months preparation. As far as I can remember, my first time I prepared it for 3 weeks. That's when I really failed to get a band 7 in speaking, and I got 6.5. So I gave it 5 months of intensive preparation, and that's how I got a band 8 overall. But again, it all depends on your level of English. Some people prepare for 3 weeks and then first time they pass. So, but someone who is really getting hard time, you need to give yourself some time, because it's a skill set and you need to improve the skill set. So without further ado, okay guys, let me say you were to draw a 2 months preparation, and today is 31st of March 2024. So that means 2 months you will do April and May. So that means you will have a total of around 8 weeks of preparation for all the 4 modules: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So that means for the month of April, you will do writing and speaking, and then for May, you will do listening, reading, and then for the last 2 weeks, you will do a comprehensive study. So as for April, which is for writing and speaking, you will first start the first 2 weeks concentrating on writing only. Don't try to juggle around, guys. You're just starting out. Remember, don't try to juggle. Just start with your writing 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks of that month you will do speaking. Remember, you have to start with the writing and speaking, and then listening and reading will just come automatically, and you will even testify for yourself. So basically, let me just draw the plan on the screen for the 8 weeks preparation of the Ielts test. So let's go hand in hand with each and every module, starting with writing. Writing, first of all, you just need to know your structure of the paper, task 1, task 2. I don't want to go into details because I've already mentioned them, and I'm also going to give you resources where you can get what the Ielts examiners talk about. So, and then plan number 2, you also need to know the band descriptors. Just pin them. Don't cram them, but just pin them maybe on your wall or something, so that you can remind yourself as you're practicing the writing. You you tailor your essays to these band descriptors, because that's what examiners use, to give you your marks. Definitely, let me just move on to the resources. And before I move on to this material or YouTube channels, in the link in the description, I'll just give you a link to these channels, and also where you can download these Ielts writing band descriptors. As for the resources, there's an app which is Ielts Writings. It's a very nice app. You just need to go through those task 2 essays. Good for task 2. They have task 1, but I don't recommend their task 1. I just recommend their task 2 essays. They are really nice. Just get to know the structure and pick out something and see how they really organize those different questions. And then as for YouTube, I'll just give you 3 best channels. That's Ielts. Ielts is a very good channel. Yes, so another channel I would recommend is Best My Test. It's very good for task 1, because that lady really describes you how you can, break down those graphs, and it's really very good YouTube channel. Another one is Ielts Liz. Ielts Liz is also nice for for practicing, getting to know the structure, and then the last one is fastrack Ielts. Fastrack Ielts just gives you the synonyms, paraphrasing. She's really so good when it comes to the Ielts test. But again, you just need to download these videos, go through them, because those are certified Ielts examiners. As for me, I'm just, giving you a roadmap where you really need to go. So guys, moving on to the second module, speaking, which you also need to do in that first month, the last 2 weeks. So you really need to take your time, and once you decide on a module, stick to it until you notice an improvement. Don't keep juggling modules. Guys, with speaking, just know your structure. Remember my mock test? I really had a mock test a few days ago, and I showed you how the real test is. It just takes around 11 to 15 minutes. So part 1, part 2, and part 3. Most people are really so good in speaking, so I guess you won't really find hard time with that. But again, it also narrows down to the band descriptors, guys. You need to just put them on a wall, and then you try to tailor your speaking to them, where they require to use idioms, switch tenses. I described everything in my mock test, so just check out that video, guys. Another thing, guys, is that you need to have 3 books: one for writing, speaking, and then listening. The one for writing should be a big book, because you'll have to write, guys. You have to write. Basically, you have to practice. So it's like running. You won't just be watching videos. You just keep on watching videos. No, you have to go out in the field and do the practice. Even for writing and speaking, you'll have to do it yourself. So let's move on to the channels, the best channels, guys, for speaking. Oh my god, I'm so excited. First of all, there is Ielts Academy. Yes, it's so good for speaking. And we also have English Pro Tips. We also have Ielts Advantage. So when it comes to speaking, if you guys want to improve, let me tell you this trick. You just need to watch a number of mock tests and see how these people really answer their questions. You can even watch someone who got maybe 3.5 and see their mistakes, see how the examiner is giving them feedback. Watching a number of mock tests on YouTube will definitely improve your band score. Basically, it's proved, guys. No lie with this. So guys, the 1 month is done. So you're done with your writing and speaking. Let's move on to listening and reading. So when it comes to listening, guys, you definitely also need to know your structure of the paper. You just have 4 sections. And people say that section 2 and 3 are the hardest. Yes, which is right, but again, you just need to practice and improve them. I guess just usually has MCQs, matching, planning, flowchart, sentence completion, and table. So you definitely need to, improve. And when it comes to when it comes to listening, the best channel and possibly the only channel you really need to watch is Crack Arts by Rob. It's a very good channel because it really gives you the standard tests and they are quite complicated. So if you're scoring in the 30 out of 40, 32 out of 40, on the final test, most likely you will definitely get a band 9 or a band 8 because most of my students, when in regard to listening, they've used that channel and they've really done so well. But again, it all depends on your hard work. So once you get on this channel, you'll basically download a number of his videos, and then what will happen is that you just get a book like this, and then you start writing 1, 2, 3 up to 40. So and then you start attempting them. Then at the end of the video there are answers, so just mark yourself with a different pen, maybe with the red pen when you had written on the blue pen. So if you notice that section 2 is really giving you a time, you can just rebound it and see what really went wrong, which word did you miss. Maybe you didn't listen to the word and it was paraphrased. And the other thing is that you need to tap on yourself, guys, and I will just go deep dive into the listening in the next video. But basically, Crack Arts by Rob is so good. And the other thing, when it comes to these two modules, listening and reading, you need to also improve your reading speed. The number of strategies that you can employ. This video, it will help you with improving your reading speed. And I guess I'll also give you my own video on how I managed to improve my reading speed. Yes, so it's like guys, it's like running. If maybe you lose weight, you're definitely giving yourself an edge in the competition. Yes, so without further ado, let's move on to the last module, which is reading. And some people telling me that reading is giving them hard time. I must confess that it was giving me a time at first until I really mastered how to answer the questions. You're not just gonna answer the paper the way it is. There are some questions which you need to start with so that you do not keep rebounding or even rereading the passage and wasting time. Remember, time is your enemy here. Time is gonna slap you. And as far as I can remember, my last test where I got an 8.5, I finished the paper in 40 minutes. So I had 20 minutes to just peruse through, look around, count the number of students who sat the paper. And I was just fascinated at how a British council is making money. But to be honest anyway, let me just give you the roadmap on how you can, read and improve this module called reading. So you have to first know the structure, the different questions we have: true, false, not given, matching headings, sentence completion, name them. And then the structure, we have 3 passages: passage 1, passage 2, passage 3. And if the paper is 1 hour, you have to finish the first passage in 15 minutes. Then passage 2 is 20 minutes. Then the last passage, which is considered the hardest, in 25 minutes. But guys, I must say that even if you don't finish passage 1 in 15 minutes, if the time reaches that 15 minutes have elapsed since the beginning of the paper, just move on. And this brings me to my point whereby before you even start the paper, and I'll explain this by the way in my reading video. I'll give you a detailed video on how you can improve your reading. So back to what I was saying. Even if you don't finish the first passage in 15 minutes, just move on. And this means that before you even begin a paper, you need to plan. If your paper is starting at 11 a.m., just write by 11:15 I should be done with passage 1. By 11:35 I should be done with passage 2. And this will give you ample time to give you the hardest questions, like matching paragraph, passage 3. So basically, let's move on to the resources. So guys, the best resources when it comes to reading, there's this app, Ielts Reading. It's just on the screen. Yeah, it's very important, and this is how the app goes. You simply there are a number of tests, around 72 tests, and you just need to answer these academic tests good enough. These tests are standardized. They are IDP standard, so it just gives you the mark automatically, and it's offline. And it's fun enough that this is the only app I've used, and I've been really elevating my score ever since I was in 5.5 all the way to band 8. So guys, I do recommend this app. I guess I'll just leave the link in the description below so that you guys can download it and keep assessing yourself. And then guys, when it also comes to reading speed matters a lot, because with the reading speed will definitely save you a lot of time. Like I said, I finished mine in 40 minutes, and someone can wonder, oh, how did they do it? But this all comes down to practice. If you practice a lot, maybe in that week that I mentioned, that week when you're going to practice your reading, you do like 2 tests a day. Those are 2 hours. So it's very important that you practice a lot. Trust me, you'll be shocked at how you're improving your reading. And definitely I'll deep dive into how you can really tackle this paper and how best you can really prepare for this paper. But I must say that I really wish you the best, guys. Ielts is very doable. Aim for the highest. My students, I told them that they have to get either an 8 or a 9. I don't go below 8, guys. I'm so strict when it comes to interesting me with listening and reading, because that's my specialty. But for speaking and writing, I can definitely refer you to great channels. But as for reading and listening, if you interest me, I can definitely do my best, provided you are willing to put in effort. I don't want to be the one who is pushing you guys. No, just put in your effort as I will guide you on how to pass these modules. Anyway, guys, I think that's all. See you in the next video. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share my videos, so that someone who's really in need of really passing this English tests can find them. And also the best channels, they're all included in this video. So instead of trying to juggle around YouTube, finding people who are calling themselves Ielts examiners, they aren't even licensed. I've showed you some of the certified Ielts examiners that I do know. So basically, yes, I do really wish you the best, guys.